Good afternoon, my dear students. Today we discuss biodiversity and conservation. So, why it is necessary to study the biodiversity and conservation? So, the plan management program for conservation of environment. So this is an environmental management programs are there. They will conserve the what? Our nature or environment. We have discussed the diversity. So earlier we know the regarding the what is the biodiversity. So here the plan management program to conserve the environment. So it's a management. Management means so it takes action to see the look after the destruction of biodiversity. What it does? It does neglect of to take care of neglect of exploitation, then destruction. So this management environmental management program, so this is a monitoring body. It look after the neglect of exploitation or destruction of the nature. So this is looked at by the management, so it needs management. So it is very necessary so that management does the these exploitation destruction of forest care. It is looked after by that. Next, three arguments are there. So what are those? First one is arguments regarding conservation of biodiversity. First one, narrow biodiversity argument. Sorry, narrow utilitarian utilitarian narrow utilitarian argument. Second one, broad utilitarian argument. Then third, ethical argument. See the my dear students. So conserving the forest, we are using forest resources. So we dependent on forest. So how much quantity we require, so that much has to be utilized. So more than that, if we are using means what happens? one or other day what happens, it will not what it will not present in the environment, it will be extincted, right? The species will be extincted. So more we won't use it. How much quantity we need, that much has to be used. So in that, how much we require, here three arguments are given. So that is given by naturalist: narrow utilitarian arguments, broad utilitarian arguments, and empirical arguments. So first of all, we will discuss narrow utilitarian arguments. Narrow utilitarian argument. So whatever the human requirement is there, that is fulfilled by the forest. Human's requirements fulfilled by the nature, by the forest. So in that, to take cereals. In cereals, what are those cereals? Are so cereals are the food grains. These are food grains. So we take cereals, then pulses, then fruits. These are the what? These are food. So what we require, human requirements. These are very necessary. These are essential. We need cereals. Cereals, these are carbohydrates, protein, fruits. So these all are required for survival of the human being. So that is we are taking from the nature. Then industrial use or industrial products. Industrial products, these are tannins, then wax, then perfumes, then gums. So these are produced by industries. Industries, what? These are product of industries. So actually they are obtained from where? From plants. So they are processed and then they are coming to the what? Marketing. So tannins, wax, perfumes, gums. So these are the products. These are the industrial products. So these products are necessary for day-to-day life, that is used by humans. And construction. In construction means you are building a industry or homes, whatever you are building, so you require building materials. So require plants products for food, for product of industries, building of materials. We need forest, Then so many species. You see, 25% of drugs are obtained by plant species. Many 25% plant species. So that is marketed throughout the world. Marketed throughout the worldwide. Marketed worldwide. See. Then 25% of drugs. So drugs, how we are obtaining? We are obtaining from the plants. So that plants drugs are used for different purposes. Then 25,000 species of plants medicinally important. They are medicinally important. They are medicinally important. So that is used by medical practitioner or traditional practitioner in local. It is used by traditional practitioners. So 25,000 species of medicinal plants. They know what's the value of these plants, which purpose they are using. So that is the traditional. They are the local practitioners. They are what? From their forefather, they are giving certain diseases for their curing. They are giving some medicine. So they know very well. So they say to their child or their granddaughters or grandsons, then they will get the knowledge, and so this knowledge is continuing. So like that, 25,000 pieces of plants, they are medicinally important. They used by traditional practitioner worldwide. This is also practiced worldwide. Worldwide. So these are the very important things. Now tropical rainforest. So here you will see highly medicinally important plants. Tropical rainforest. So in tropical we have studied high diversity is present in there. Tropical rainforest have more medicinally important plants. Medicinally important plants. Medicinally important plants. They are very important for medicine. Important plants. In that, so many still they don't know what the use of the plants. Still, even nobody knows medicinally important of plants, and still it is be under study. Still it is be under study. The forests are very important for the purpose of constructing building, for the purpose of food, for the purpose of drugs, and for medicinally important plants are used by traditional practitioner. They know the knowledge to cure the diseases, and also we see maximum plants are found in tropical rainforest. So still nobody knows more number of plants, what purpose they are using. So still the study is going on. So such a vast diversity is there. So we don't know many things. Still the study is going on. Don't think that man is perfect, man is know everything, but man know very less. Amazon forest. You heard Amazon forest. These you see high diversity in species. We have studied. So Amazon forest will produce more oxygen compared to other. Amazon forest produce more oxygen, more oxygen, more oxygen to the environment. How much? More oxygen. So that is what it is doing. It is liberating oxygen to the environment. More oxygen. Now increasing resource resource means whatever the resource, soil resource. So we have many resources, they are very necessary. Increasing resources, how we need how to utilize in the proper way. We utilize increasing resources, biopiracy. Biopiracy is needed. Biopiracy is needed. Why? By exploring species diversity, genetic diversity, and another one is molecular level of diversity. So these are the pattern. Species diversity. First we start molecular, then species, then genetics, then species diversity. See here, tropical rainforest, they have highly important, then they have medicinally important. So even though experts are not known which purpose these are medicinally important, then Amazon forest only produce more oxygen. So they called as lungs of the forest. Then increasing resources made biopiracy. So here molecular level, genetics level, species level. So these are the diversity. So you will see in narrow utility range. Then we will study broad utility arguments. So these are the very economically important. utility arguments. Broad utility arguments. So here broad means in a large amount. So it is broad utility arguments. In broad also measure 20% of oxygen liberating. Then the pollinators. So the earth biosphere. So it has a more diversity. So here you will not see the single species. Many species are present. Microbes are present. Then plant species are present. Animal species are present. So pollination. The pollination is done by pollinators. Pollination carried by which? That is, one is insects. They are the insects. So they are insects. So birds. So they what they do? They do pollination. Without that, so fruits, so many things will not what happens. So these are very necessary. So these are doing their work. So for that we see more diversity. They are going in a systematic manner. Without that, the systematic manner will not see. Then the insects. The insects are the pollinators are pollinators. Pollinators are pollinators. Yes, they are. Which are those? That one is insect. Bumblebees. Then bats. So then bumblebees. Then uh, birds, bats, layer bees. These are these layer bees. So birds. See what they are doing. These are doing pollination. One is layer bees, then bumblebees, bats, birds. So these what they are doing? They are doing pollination. So in broad utility argument. So these are very necessary. So the diversity, in the diversity see insects, you see birds, in birds diversity, insect diversity, bumblebees, bats, birds. So bats are, so these are also helps in seed dispersal. Birds, so what they are doing? They are eating fruits, they are pollinating, so they also carrying, they are doing their in an ecosystem they are functioning. So ecosystem is going in function. Next, now in spring blossoming of flowers. We see in spring blossoming of flowers. Blossoming means, it looks very colorful and attractive. Then sound of birds. That bird is bubble song. Bubble songs. Awakening bubble song. So it's a bird. So bubbles, what's they do? They make a noise. So bubbles, bulbuls, not bulbul, bulbuls. we see in narrow arguments and broad arguments. So without oxygen, it's not what in humans. It's way greatly affect or influence on human health. So oxygen, more oxygen. So it is how much percent? 20% of oxygen limited by Amazon. So without pollination, life is existing or not. So the main work is are carrying. So pollinators, layer bees, bumblebees, bats, birds, spring, blossoming flower at early morning. So if we are going to spring season. In spring season, you see a lot of colorful blossoms, flower. It gives a very pleasant or happiness or joy, and also at the early morning. So these birds perching or song singing. So that gives very happiness. So such a wonderful uh, see will see at spring season and at early wake up. So these birds song will heard. So this kind of what a happiness will see in the nature. So it is broadly utility arguments. We see this. Now we move the ethical arguments. Ethical. So in ethical arguments, conserving. So it is very necessary. Being a human being, we won't see only women's compartment or comfort zone. So we see what impact are other animals also, other species also. So in the biosphere, each and every species is very important. So when they are in balanced condition, what happens? There is no adverse effect. If any species extincted, or it may harm the chain. So last class we have discussed that rival Popper hypothesis. If you take rivets, many rivets, with the help of rivets we are building a what? Aeroplane. If many rivets, if rivets are initially, if they are removing, there is no problem occurs. So if this goes on few days or few months, what happens? Some disturbance occur in that aeroplane. So if the key species they are present at, we are taking the wing in wing, the key species they are very important. So if they are extincted, what happens? The crash will take place. Simultaneously, the key species extincted, the whole ecosystem will disturb. So in ethical arguments, we are discussing conservation of biodiversity. Conservation of biodiversity. Conservation of biodiversity. Biodiversity. Biodiversity relates to what? Microbes. Relates to microbes. Relate to microbes. microbes, then plants, plants and animals, and animals. So these are very very necessary. The micro, so many microorganisms are there. After death and decay, what they are doing? So they are degrading the body, and also few microbes they are very very important. You take a milk, so the milk is turned into curd with the help of microorganisms, lactobacillus. In plants also we have many classes. So in that we have studied what monocots, dicots, and also algae, bryophytes, then pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. So primitive to advanced plants we are studied, and you may know that in animals also they have different phyla. So they have their own role in the ecosystem. So they are doing their own business. If anything is eliminated or extincted, the whole ecosystem chain is disturbed. So being a human being, so we take or look after to don't harm the species present on the biosphere. So these are ethical committee. This is a body or is a environmental body. In that it look after us. If you are due to industrialization, what happening means soil pollution, air pollution, then so many pollution we are seeing. So if you are building that industry means whether it is harmful to species richness to that particular area, so that has to be studied, and then only they are giving permission to industry. So they take care. So if it is a very very necessary, then only they will give. So if we are, even though they are giving, so they give some information to create species richness alternate way. So do that work. So that are done by this committee. So these microbes, plants and animals. In ethical, the photosynthetically plants are, what plants do? You see plants. Plants liberate oxygen. Liberates oxygen. What do? It's liberating oxygen and it's doing photosynthesis. Then from the plants we are taking fruits. Some plants are medicinally important. So we use a how much quantity we need. So don't use over. So if you are doing that means one or other way the extinction may happen. So being a human, you look after. So don't disturb the other species, and he has to be live along with the other species has to be live on the earth. Now we start. How do we conserve biodiversity? How do we conserve biodiversity? How will conserve? How do how do we conserve biodiversity? How do we conserve? So in biodiversity, you take a forest, forest diversity, desert as an desert, then ice in icy in Himalayan region. So everywhere we'll see. So the species are morphologically, they are anatomically adapted to that a particular environment or particular habitat. So they are living in that particular area. So they won't disturb that environment. If we are disturbing that environment, what happens? Whatever the species present in that area, they will be extincted, they will be eliminated. So in that, in situ conservation and ex situ conservation, we study how to. So forest has a rich biodiversity. You see, first, forests are rich biodiversity. Due to human activities, what happens? So destruction of forest takes place. Due to human activity, what happens? Destruction of forest takes place. So due to wherever human beings for their what well-being, what he is doing is destruction of forest. If destruction of forest the means whatever the species dependent on that, they will be what threatened. They will be threatened. So it results to threatened. So species are threatened. So species are threatened. So what happens in international level, national level, some organization, what they are giving information of knowledge. The knowledge is giving in universities and school, colleges, and everywhere. So what is the importance of species? What is the importance of diversity? If anything, what destruction of forest takes place, what are the impact, influence on human being? So that is that information is given by the these what is conservationist. So they are giving it. So the special they are the conservationist. They are giving information. They are looking after. So they are the management. So they are looking after these whatever the things happening. Now exceed why in order to threaten species, so we have to we have to what look after or take care. What you have to do? You have to take care. Or threatened species has to be maintained. So threatened species are maintained. Maintained. So here by the we are taking two methods. Maintain. The threatened species are maintained by two methods. One is in situ conservation. In situ conservation. Second one is ex situ conservation. First we study in situ conservation. In situ means their native place or native. This is native or endemic, native place. In or in place, so it is also called as in place. And out place or off place. Or in place or out place. So threatened, some species are extincted due to destruction by human activities, and some species are vulnerable. They are in a vulnerable condition. One or other day they may also be comes to threatened or extinction. So before happening that, initially they have to take care, otherwise the species will not be present in future generation. So that is the thing. So the whatever the in situ conservation in protected area, the species has to be maintained. So we will discuss now in situ conservation. In situ conservation. In situ conservation, we discuss biodiversity hotspot. Biodiversity hotspot. These biodiversity hotspots are, they are what? Listed in the worldwide. In our India, biodiversity hotspots are usually 25. 25 hotspots are present. After that, 9 are added. 9 are added. Now it is 34 hotspots are present in our India. How many? 34 hotspots present in India. So here what they are doing? Here the national parks, biosphere. First one is biosphere. In India, this is India. In India, we are taking India. In India, how many? Earlier, initial. This is initial. Initially, this is initial one. Initial how many? 25. Then again 9 more are added. Now how many? 34 hotspots are present in India. So next, these are the what? Certain area that is taken care. So whatever the species is present, it has to be as protected by our government and some whatever management. So they are what they are doing, the environmental management board, what they are doing, they are taking care or they are looking that areas. Now how many biosphere sanctuaries? What is first one is so these are accelerated as habit loss. Why they are accelerated? Habit loss. These due to habit loss. Habit Loss means they whatever they are living the that condition, the species are what they are eliminated or species are coming threatened. Three categories we will discuss now. How many? Three. There are three hotspots. First in India, three hotspots. They are, first one is Western Ghats. Western Ghats. Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Next one is Indo-Burma. Then Himalaya. So you see more species diversity here. In Western Ghats also you see more diversity, and in Sri Lanka. So this comes in Western Ghats. So so here more species, plant diversity, animal diversity we can see in Indo-Burma in this region also. These are the hot spot. They are the restricted area in that human activities are not taking place. So that is looked after by the government bodies. Then Himalayan range also you see what you see, the many species diversity. These are the hot spots. Now here 14 biosphere reserves are present. 14 biosphere reserve. Then 90 national park. And 448 wildlife sanctuary. 448 wildlife sanctuaries. So in hotspot only we are you see here. So these in situ conservation, these are the restricted area. Whatever the species is present in that area, they are maintained. So the government or the bodies, managing body, not allowing to enter that zone. So here, how many for what is the endemic species biosphere here in India? 14 biosphere reserves are present. 19 national parks are present, and 448 wildlife sanctuaries are present. So here the biosphere reserves, you see lions, then tigers. So these are the biosphere reserves. They are protected. So elephants are protected, deers are protected. So many animals are there. So many plants are there, like in national parks. So here also this is a zone. Here the animals and plants are they are protected. These are the restriction region. So women's activity will not allowed without permission. Now sacred goose. You study sacred goose. Sacred goose. Sacred goose. sacred rules. These are the religion and culturally what the regions are maintained. They have their belief, which these are holy. They are holy nature. So they are sacred rules. So they are not going every day in that places. Certain what you say festival, then only they are going to that place. So they are the certain belief systems are there. So whatever the plants are present or animals are staying there, the women are not hunting or cutting the trees. So if they are doing anything in their place, they think that they will be punished by that god. So that belief is there. So in sacred rules, traditionally traditionally and culturally, human beings are valued. Traditionally and culturally, human beings are valued. Sorry, human beings are worshipping, or human beings are worshipping the place. So these are called as a sacred rules. Whatever the animals and plants come, they are not hunted by the people. So this is the importance of sacred rules. So we will continue the remaining part in next class. Thank you, my dear students. Thank you, Ananda.